You know, I saw Christmas stuff in the gift shop at the hospital yesterday. I went, really? Can we get Thanksgiving over with?
You know, every time you talk about Christmas before Thanksgiving, Santa executes an elf.
Good.
I saw that.
Don't
That's a good
talk
thing.
about
Population
Christmas.
control.
Santa has to kill an elf every time somebody talks about Christmas
Soylent Green
before Thanksgiving.
elves.
That's what's in the food, elf.
Soylent Green is elf.
Elf meat.
Silent Green is people!
You're ruining our Christmas.
Well, if you're gonna get sick again, why don't you throw up under the tree? Because Christmas is ruined. Santa!
Santa! Santa! Santa!
But some people without brains do an awful lot of talking, don't they?
Oh, you should put that speech on tape.
He pulls a knife, you pull a gun. He sends one of yours to the hospital, you send one of his to the morgue. That's the Chicago way.
Hello, Chicago! Hello!
Hello.
Hello! Got a drink to that?
Welcome to alternate reality.
Sunday
basically
morning.
okay. It's gravy. It's biscuits. It's meat and the gravy.
It's a cheap Southern food, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, biscuits are essentially cheap to make, and the gravy is just the scrapings from last night's meal, isn't it?
It's
originally that's what
it's whatever. It's whatever meat's left over. It's basically fried up. You know, it's what. Yeah, you had dinner last night. You had steak, whatever you had. It's whatever meat's there.
Chop it up in there. Make
chop it up. Yeah, you day old meat. You chop it up. You mix it in the white gravy, and then you dump it all over the biscuit, and you're eating the gravy on top of it. So you're adding it to the biscuit. And the biscuits should be big. If you're going to do that, the biscuits have to be big.
Yeah.
If they're small, then it's like, what's the point? You'll sit there and not be able to finish the whole damn things. I'd rather have chicken and waffles.
I seen the old man do that every Sunday morning before Long Ranger and Cisco Kid come on.
Yeah.
Biscuits and gravy, I can do those twice a year. You know, but outside of that, no. Now, something like waffles, you know, I can have those a couple times a week. You know, but biscuits and gravy, I'm good twice a year.
I mean, I'm not a huge gravy fan to begin with.
I want to see if that place is back there on US 30. It's a truck stop. You have to do like a little funny weave.
Go to Cracker Barrel.
No, it's not the same.
Go to Cracker Barrel.
It's not the same.
Go walk out and get yourself an aneurysm when you walk out the door.
It's not the same.
What'd you got against Cracker Barrel?
I've only been to Cracker Barrel once. I liked it, but I also know that it's not food that's good for your heart.
It's not.
Oh, you know, all things in moderation. There's nothing wrong with eating food that's not good for your heart every once in a while. You know, if you make a steady diet of it, it'll kill you. But
it's the atmosphere. You know, when you eat a Cracker Barrel, you're eating for the food, you're eating for the atmosphere. It's like I was telling him about In-N-Out Burger. The burgers are okay, but you appreciate the atmosphere and the fact that they get you the food that fast. They're really just burgers.
And it's hot, too.
And it's hot. They're burgers, and they make great shakes. Are there better burgers out there? Of course there are. So when people go, how come there's no In-N-Out in Chicago yet? Do we really need one?
I know why they're not. The owner says that he wants to keep the restaurants within 300 miles of the farm where the cows are.
Aha, okay, well, that makes sense. Because the quality of meat is...
Yeah, that's why they're only on the West Coast. You'll never see an In-N-Out burger in Chicago or in New York.
Yeah, meanwhile, White Castle said, screw that stuff. We're expanding everywhere we can go.
God bless White Castle.
Right.
They have their own farms everywhere.
And a whole bunch of people have done sliders. And it's like, where'd you get that idea from? You stole it from White Castles. We're not stupid.
Well, they've come up with a bunch of stupid names over the years. Different restaurants have for sliders.
Sliders. They call them sliders.
Well, no, they call them mini burgers. They call them
Quick bites.
Quick bites.
Yeah, I mean, lots of stupid names they come up with, but they're all sliders.
Yeah, they're all sliders.
And none of them are as good as sliders.
No, I beg to differ. I've had some sliders that are much better than White Castles.
Well, no. Better than White Castle?
Yes. Thicker. Most places
you mean the burger itself?
The burger itself, better buns, and the meat is generally thicker.
No, I always thought that the bun was probably the best part of the slider. Bun followed by the onions.
See, I don't care. The onions are the other thing that basically come at you and hit you in the gut about 2 o'clock in the morning.
I'm going to tell you why they do that.
They do that.
Guess
when you're eating it, that's the part that makes you want some more.
I know, and guess what that is? That's powdered onion in a box that they pour in a giant bucket and put cold water and let it sit there.
Okay.
because I used to work in White Castle, and I kept going, how do y'all make these onions like this? And they showed me, I was like, that's it?
Yeah, I've had sliders with higher quality meat on brioche buns, and they make White Castles look like garbage.
And brioche is like that.
Don't say that.
I said compared to those, brioche buns are probably the highest.
Brioche is like pretzel buns, isn't it? Almost. I can't get into that because I keep choking on them.
Brioche buns are a sweeter, like a Hawaiian bread. They kind of like a different variation of Hawaiian bread. Really tender, really soft. And when you buy brioche buns in the store, you have to eat those buns for the next day or so because they don't last long.
I know. That's probably what it was.
Well, they probably don't have any preservatives in them.
Yeah.
It's like if you go buy bread at the food store.
Yeah.
I mean, real bread. Yeah. If you get like a loaf of Italian bread that you have to cut when you get home, you've got to eat that in a day or two because otherwise it either molds or gets hard as a rock.
It's going to mold or it's going to get hard. Yeah. I mean,
well, if you leave it in the bag long enough, it'll mold. If you leave it out, it'll get hard as a rock.
Hard as a rock. Yeah, when I get brioche buns, I basically go, okay, how many burgers do I have? Okay, I've got 8 buns. I need to eat 8 burgers. And I need to get something else to eat on this brioche buns, but
they gotta go.
So if I'm having burgers today, I'll have chicken patties tomorrow.
Oh, just put some ham and cheese in them.
Oh, that too. Yeah, and you make chicken cordon bleus.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, has been the culinary corner for the alternate reality. Hey, and that's what you've tuned into is the alternate reality.
We know food.
Our little podcast here at the store, Alternate Reality, which is located at the intersection of 111th and Kedzie in beautiful downtown Mount Greenwood. Alternate Reality, where all new comics are always 15% off every day for everyone. I'm being joined today by the music man himself, the one, the only, Rod Flash. Say hello to everyone, Rod.
Hello, everyone.
And joining Rod and me is the man with all the answers, the man with all the facts, the man who's always got it in the know, Bo.
Hello.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Yeah.
Was that Lou Rawls this time?
You really got to work on that. Bo. I give you a big build up and you go nowhere with it. I give you no build up and you go, hey.
No, I thought you were trying to do Lou Rawls.
You need to figure that.
This is Batman.
You need to figure that. Yeah. Okay, Batman. And today's is an all news update of the alternate reality. We're going to do comic book news. We're going to do media news, and we're going to do fight news, wrestling news. We're going to do all three. And as always, we start off with comic book news. And the first comic book news we always start off with is DC because it's the oldest of the 3 companies.
That when I go through my news, it's first alphabetical.
Yes. It's
the way I've got my news page laid out.
The way he's got his news page laid out is the way I laid it out for him 10 years ago for the website.
It's DC, Marvel,
which is how I laid it out. Which is how I laid it out. And the media, I laid it out 4-color franchise media. And for wrestling, I laid it out WWE, MMA,
and
miscellaneous wrestling.
Although I always want to use turnbuckle bites. He goes, no, don't use that one.
I use turnbuckle bites.
I like turnbuckle bites.
I use turnbuckle bites. But yeah, that's the reason why we do it the way we do it. Because this is the way I laid it out for you for the website 12 years ago. And you still use it.
I keep the format.
You keep the format. But getting to the news. Bo, I hear that there's been a creative sea change on Green Arrow, the comic book. What's up with Green Arrow?
Oh, God. Shanna and Julie Benson have been removed from the book.
Why?
No one knows because they've only done 1 issue.
What could they possibly have done in 1 issue?
I don't know. Julie Benson on her Facebook page said DC decided they wouldn't have the right fit for the book, even though they picked them and they already had 4 scripts turned in and they already solicited the first 4 issues.
Now, these are 2 girls?
These are 2 girls.
Did they do anything naughty on social media?
No.
I mean, did they get into an argument with somebody or something?
No, they were just as shocked as everyone else when they announced they were off the book.
Well, there's got to be a reason for it.
Well, someone at DC, some editor said, you 2 are not the right fit for the book. What?
1 issue out?
1 issue and they didn't like it?
Apparently they didn't like the 4 issues because they had their first arc was done. Now they get paid for all 4 issues. They turn in the scripts. Jackson Lansing and Colin Kelly are taking over the book with 48. Javier Fernandez, who apparently DC likes, they let him stay. So you could stay, but you 2 have to go.
You 2 have to go.
And so the 2 of them said, okay, for the first time in years, because he also canceled Batgirl and Birds of Prey, they have no work at DC, so they can say, we're just going to work on TV for a while.
Oh, well. You see, people like that, those are the type of people that DC ought to be bringing into the fold.
Yeah.
And then trying to develop.
They brought
not that they need a lot of development, but I mean development within the comic book universe as opposed to the TV universe.
They brought them in from TV to work on DC books, and then all of a sudden, they get the bums rush on the book and they just started.
You're not the right fit. Oh, okay.
But you approved me, you signed my check, and I got paid.
Well, I am sure that they can't wait to work on another DC project again at some point in the near future after that treatment.
I'm assuming they're going, What's Marvel's number again?
Yeah, Marvel's number. Let's just stay with TV. Right. This is stupid.
Well, yeah, so we're going to work on TV. They work on the 100, the CW show.
Next up, we have one of the stupidest stories that's come out in the last month, at least as far as I'm concerned. Yes. The stupidest story that's come out last month. DC fixing a problem that was never a problem in the first place. Like Superman's trunks. Remember when they got rid of Superman's trunks because, it was like really tearing down the character, the fact that he was wearing trunks? It lasted about 5 years, and then they put him back in the trunks. Now we've got the problem with Dick Grayson.
Ric Grayson.
Dick Grayson.
Ric Grayson.
Dick Grayson.
Ric Grayson.
Dick.
Ric Grayson.
Yes, Dick Grayson. They have changed his name in the comic to
Ric Grayson.
Ric Grayson. Why?
This has a lot to do with the first story. Ben Percy was running Nightwing.
Okay.
His last issue was 50.
Yeah.
It's listed as 51, 52, 53. He got removed from the book, too.
Well, why'd he get removed?
Nobody's explained it. Scott Lobdell and Fabian DeSouza, who worked together at Marvel for a long time ago, they've taken over the book. They're starting with 51. In 50, Rick got shot in the head.
Dick got shot.
Dick got shot in the head. So he doesn't remember anything that happened to him after his parents.
Being shot in the head tends to do that.
Yeah.
So he doesn't remember.
That's a nice scar they did.
Right.
So
So
I like that scar.
He has no memories left. He's got his muscle memory. He still knows 16 languages.
But he can't remember who he is.
But he can't remember anything that happened after that point. And so his attitude is, since I've had all this time as Dick Grayson, I have no connection with these people. So why would I call myself Dick Grayson?
Because that's your name.
I'm going to call myself Ric Grayson for the time being.
Oh, Lord.
God almighty.
You know what?
And at some point, he will put a costume on.
Okay, before you get to that, it sounds an awful lot like they've turned him into Jason Bourne.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Jason Bourne.
Yeah, Jason Bourne. He doesn't remember what the hell happened, but he has all this muscle memory.
He's got all
and he knows 16 languages, but he doesn't know a damn thing about himself.
And they talk to Lobdell and they go, so what makes him different from Jason Todd? He says, well, Jason Todd thinks everyone hates him, and Ric Grayson's basically a circus guy.
You said Scott Lobdell. That just turned me off right there. He's the guy that ruined the X-Men when he was over at Marvel.
He left Marvel. He went over to DC.
He got kicked out of Marvel.
Well, he's been at DC for a long time. He was doing New 52 books.
Yeah, he was doing New 52 books. And so Scott Lobdell is life working at DC.
Man.
Because he got kicked out at Marvel, and DC will take him.
And Bob Harris is still over there, is working as an editor, and he knows Scott Lobdell. It says he's a gun for hire. He'll work anywhere you want to hire.
Well, I would assume part of Lobdell's thing is he probably works quick.
Yeah, he works fast.
And he's probably on time.
He can do he can do 3 books a month.
If DC,
write 3 books a month.
If you're quick and on time, like Keith Giffen, you're there forever.
You're going to get work.
Yeah, you're going to get something there forever.
So the question becomes, how long is he going to be Rick?
Why not just leave the damn character alone? My God.
Well, I started this off with Superman's trunks. The thing with Superman's trunks is always he's wearing his underwear on the outside. It's like, yeah, okay, and he wears a cape too, and he's got boots on. And how far down the road do you want to take this stupid thing? I mean, thank God it's a comic book. And the thing with Dick Grayson was, his name's Dick. Get it? Yeah. Dick. It's like, geez, really? We're going to change his name to Rick because we've had 75, 80 years of Dick Grayson.
Who was Batman from?
Now all of a sudden this is a problem?
Yes. Got shot in the head.
You know what this is to me? This is DC basically poo-pooing on the sidekick characters. Look what happened with Wally.
I was going to say, what happened in Hero in Crisis.
Yeah, look what happened with Wally. And now all of a sudden, we were going to kill Dick Grayson.
Yeah, that was
we were going to kill him in the Infinite Crisis.
They were going to kill him at one point. Question at every con. When are you killing Dick Grayson?
What idiot would ask that question?
Well, why would you want to kill Dick Grayson in the first place? He's been around since 1940. He has so much freaking
potential.
Because you come up with 2 apt replacements. You've got Tim Drake and...
No.
That doesn't mean you get rid of
Dick Grayson.
No, it doesn't.
He's the only person I can see from the Batman family that actually will call Batman on his stuff and actually can back it up. And on top of it, even Batman says he's a much better acrobat than he was.
Well, yeah.
Because he was born into it, where Batman basically had to learn it. Why would you mess that up by going, okay, I'm going by the name of Ric Grayson?
Because someone in DC thought it was a really smart idea.
Well, someone in DC should be fired.
And no one told them no.
Oh, God.
Okay, getting to our final DC story. The Drowning is going on right now, right this minute.
Two big Justice League events.
At DC. And it's leading to...
a whole bunch of big stuff.
Like what?
Justice League Drowned Earth and the Witching Hour thing are actually hooked up. When this is over with, you will actually get a definition of how magic works in the DC universe after what's going on in Batman Metal.
Well, I know in Shazam, Jeff Johns is making a big deal about how magic is fun in the DC universe via the Shazam book.
Yeah.
That's what he wants to do in Shazam.
Yeah, but in other parts it's a little weird. This is all part of a big event that apparently Scott Snyder and his writing buddy have come up with, which they won't tell us about. But they said, well, something big's coming in the summer. We can't tell you what it is right now because it's still fall, but something really, really big's coming in the summer.
Okay.
Like, oh, okay. Now, Justice League 14 will tell the story of what happened when Hawkgirl, Martian Manhunter, and John Stewart went to Thanagar looking for clues about the totality.
Yeah. 17
is the secret history of Lex Luthor, the Martian Manhunter, and tell us more about what goes on Mars. 18 will reveal the secret history of the Legionnaires Club, which I guess is one of the first hints about the Legion coming back.
Well, that's one of the things they're working towards, supposedly, in Doomsday Clock.
Yeah, Doomsday
Clock.
And
the JSA.
The JSA. And 21 will deal with the sixth dimension in the history of DC Crisis. Yes, Crisis, plural.
Well, they have them about every 3 years.
Well, apparently this big deal
something every 3 years.
This big deal event will have all of them tie into one big, even larger event.
And when is Doomsday Clock supposed to wrap up?
Doomsday Clock should be wrapped up by then, by the summertime, even at a bi-monthly schedule. They're picking up on the pace of the thing. So I think Gary Frank's art is actually coming in a little quicker. This summer is supposed to be this big, huge, mega Batman Metal-inspired event, which Scott Snyder says, we've been dropping hints about this stuff ever since I started working over here at DC. So this is their big mega event of the summertime.
I gotta admit, I am hooked on it. I did read the Witching thing. That was a good storyline right there with Wonder Woman and her past. Justice League books have been coming out regularly, and each issue has got my curiosity in because they're bringing some stuff from like Silver Age in there.
My only problem with the Snyder Justice League run is you made a big deal about Jim Chiang drawing Justice League.
Yeah.
He only did one issue.
Yeah. Okay. That's my one big thing.
I like George Jimenez's artwork, but it's like you made this big deal. We got Chiang from Marvel. Yeah, he did one issue, then he went back to Marvel. But yeah, the books are good.
Speaking of Marvel, Avengers 700 introduces a
brand new Avenger.
Really? Who's it going to be? Who's not an Avenger?
It's not Stingray, that's for sure.
Is it going to be Batman?
Yes.
Because, I think everybody's been an Avenger by this point.
Batman. Batman 700's got a bunch of covers. February is going to be a weekly sequel to Avengers No Surrender called Avengers No Road Home, from the same people who worked on No Surrender. Another weekly Avengers book. And apparently the Young Avengers are coming back. People we'd like them to come back. Well, Jim Cheung was the artist and Alan Feinberg was the writer. Right. I think Feinberg's got some opening in his schedule, and Cheung's like, yeah, I'm here too, so we're working on things. But it's supposed to be a big year for the Avengers.
It's also a big year for Marvel because it's their 80th anniversary.
80th anniversary.
Well,
a bunch of anniversaries are going on this year at Marvel. There's a bunch of them.
No, we talked about the 80th anniversary before, but they've got new celebrations going on. New stuff that's coming up.
They got a couple one-shots.
Last time.
Journey into the Unknown Worlds, War is Hell, Love Romances. These are all one-shot things.
Well, they're all titles that Marvel's done in the past, which they need to put something in print on in order to keep the copyright. Like War is Hell.
Yeah, this is also, of course, we know it's the 20th anniversary of Marvel Knights. This is the 25th anniversary of Kurt Busiek and Alex Ross' Marvels. So you'll be getting new projects from both of them and a whole bunch of Marvel's 25th anniversary Alex Ross covers. A lot of anniversaries this year at Marvel. A lot of stuff's going to be celebrated.
Amazingly,
yes,
something I didn't realize until today.
Yes,
John Byrne's coming back.
John Byrne and C.B. Cebulski met at a con. Byrne was talking about doing some tongue-in-cheek X-Men thing. He and Cebulski talked. They shook hands. They're still talking. So we're probably going to see John Byrne coming back to Marvel to do an X-Men book, a special project X-Men book.
A parody X-Men book?
It would kind of be like Grand Design.
Yeah, Grand Design.
It'll be a Grand Design style book which written and drawn by John Byrne.
Oh, okay.
Your favorite, Rob Liefeld, is working on this big, huge X-Men crossover for the summer as well. So everything old is new again. Everyone's coming back.
Thank God. I thought John Byrne was a dinosaur.
John Byrne is a dinosaur. But you know what? A John Byrne special project will bring in old fans because they'll buy it.
Yeah.
You'll go, it's John Byrne. He's doing the X-Men. Oh my gosh. And Claremont's already back. I mean, they're all coming back. Claremont's coming back. And you know John Romita's coming back as soon as the DC contract all the way. Because they're doing nothing with him over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing what they haven't done with him over the last couple of months.
Yeah.
I mean, really.
Working on the Batman Year One thing with Frank Miller, which is being delayed because, well, Batman had a penis.
Well, that's Batman Damned.
Yeah, and that's a Black Label book.
That's
so
why
they're going,
year one has been.
So they're going, can we look at what you guys are doing now? Can we see this first before we approve anything?
One of the things they don't have problems with that is the indie universe, specifically Dark Horse, because as far as Dark Horse is concerned, a character like Goon, he can do whatever he wants with him. They don't care.
Well, the Goon stuff sells.
It sells, but not big numbers, but it sells okay. It has a loyal following.
Yeah, well, Eric Powell said, I had fun working over at Dark Horse, but I'm going to bring the Goon back as a regular series, and I'm going to do it with my own publishing company.
Oh, he's not going to do it at Dark Horse?
No, Albatross Funny Books is what it's called.
Oh, well, Albatross is his company.
Yeah.
He does Hillbilly.
And this will be the 20th anniversary of the Gun.
And he does Hillbilly and Satan's Dirty Word Baby.
Yeah.
Satan's Dirty Word Baby.
Dirty Word Baby.
And he's got Spook House out this month. It was a kid's book, actually.
Yeah, Chimichanga.
Yeah, it's just Chimichanga too.
Chimichanga too. Now, this is the 20th anniversary of the Goon. He's going to do a national signing tour and a whole bunch of limited edition tie-ins like tiki glasses. They're going to be Goon tiki glasses. And he also said, I'm not the only one who's going to be working on this stuff. There are going to be some big-name creators doing Goon stories.
Cool.
So, and I always liked the Goon.
Goon's a cool character.
They never got through David Fincher animated thing. It never happened. But that's something that's like way in the distant past of possibly coming up. I just thought the Goon was cool.
Well, Albatross Comics has big plans.
Yeah.
I hear IDW has big plans for the beginning of the year.
Huge plans.
And this starts in January?
January, you get two big events. You got a Star Trek book from Scott and David Tipton and David Messina called Star Trek The Q Conflict.
Uh-oh.
It will have all the Star Trek people being involved with Q, who, of course, is up to his usual nasty evil.
No, he's more like Mixix-Pickling.
Yeah.
He's not. No, Q is not. The Q are not evil.
He's not evil.
The Q are just mischievous.
He's having fun. He's having fun poking at everyone. So he'll have all the IDW Star Trek books. He'll all be dealing with the fact that Q's around being an annoying piece of crap. So.
One of the theories that are out there about the Q is the reason they do this stuff is to prod the Federation, specifically people like Picard,
to go in certain directions,
to go the right way.
Okay,
to move stuff along
sense.
under the pretense of I'm just here being goofy. Let's go visit the Borg. Like 50 years before you would normally meet the Borg, because if I never introduced you to the Borg, you would never be ready for them 50 years from now when they actually show up, and then you'd be screwed.
You'd all be dead.
But I did this horrible thing where I made you meet the Borg today, and so you started planning right away. So that when they did show up, you were ready for them. As ready as you could be.
That's why John Delancey showed me. You're like, he's having so much fun. he was enjoying himself.
Okay, the Star Trek books.
Star Trek books. You also got 2020 coming up. So it'll tell the future of and the past of Jim and the Holograms, My Little Pony, Star Trek, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and the Ghostbusters.
Well, that sounds like another cross house gangbang event over there, like Infestation or something.
Yeah, and you also had the DC Green Lantern met the Star Trek people as well. And that's what they do. I mean, IDW lives off of the fact they have licensed properties, and that's basically pushing as hard as they can, because that's what they do.
Okay, our last indie story involves Ed Brubaker and Criminal. It's coming back.
Sean Phillips. It's coming back in January. Yay! Single issue stories mixed with multi-part things that'll vary in length, anywhere from 2 to 8 issues, so it's depending on the story. Sean Phillips' son, Jacob, is going to be coloring the book, which is weird because the kid in the first couple of issues of Criminal, that was basically Sean drawing his kid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So his kid, who was the model for the kid in the first issues, is going to be the guy coloring the new book. And the Criminal's great. And then that's also an option to be a movie at some point. I think Tom Cruise owns the rights to that.
So it'll be a movie with him doing his own stunts then.
Every movie. That's what he does. This is what I do. I do my own stunts.
Okay, now it's time for me to do my own stunt. That's it for comic book news. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to do media news. Good grades deserve a reward, and at Alternate Reality, we make that an actuality. If you're a grade schooler in the Chicagoland area and you get a report card, then you're eligible to join our Good Grades Club. Each A gets you a 2% discount, and each B a 1% discount, up to a possible total of 25% off based on your grades for this marking period. Just bring in your current report card, and we'll issue you a Good Grades Club card, and every time you make a purchase, that's the discount you'll get. So stop by the store and get the discount you deserve for your good grades. And we're back. Oh!
Yes?
What's up with Suicide Squad and James Gunn? He's obviously taken the job over at Warner's.
Yes.
Why?
This is kind of weird, because as far as we know, I've read nothing that says anything different. James Gunn is still under Marvel contract.
how can he be working for Warner's and under
I'm assuming that they said, well, he probably went to them and said, look, if we're not going to do Guardians of the Galaxy 3, I'm allowed to do scripts, right? And he went, yeah, technically you're allowed to do scripts for other people because we're not doing anything here. And so the people at Warner's went, you know, we really like James Gunn, and we never really figured out why you wanted to tick him off and take him off of Guardians 3. So we've got this Suicide Squad sequel we'd like to do. Would you like to come in and write it? Sure, I'm not doing anything. I'm hanging around the house. I'm collecting my check from Marvel. And so he's writing, and he'll probably direct it because it's not going to be a sequel. It's a story involving some of the same characters, but it will not be a follow-up to the first film, which apparently Warner's is pretending
never existed.
Kind of really never existed.
Well, I've had this conversation with JR. I would think that he would, and the best route to go with this would be to Wrath of Khan.
Yeah.
The thing. Star Trek, the motion picture, comes out and sets everything up, sets it up wrongly, but it's there.
It's there.
And now we're going to make a sequel, but everybody hated this first film, but we spent a ton of money on it, and all these characters now in the movie universe, so what do we do? So Nicholas Myers comes in and Wrath of Khan's it. It's all the same stuff. All the same characters. Same ship.
Same situation.
Same everything. But we never again mentioned the first film.
Yeah, Peter never happened, and Stephen Collins was never in the film. And
if you go through every iteration of Star Trek, whether TV or movie or even Discovery, which would predate all this anyway, nothing from that first movie is ever mentioned anywhere by anybody.
No.
And not the pajamas that are uniforms and the earth tones, not V'ger, not Persis Kambata. I don't even think her race was ever mentioned.
No.
After that, nothing has ever been mentioned, but that movie is there.
It's there.
And just like Suicide Squad 1 is there.
It's there.
But you know what? If we Wrath of Khan this thing, we might actually make something of it.
Yeah, but unfortunately, Suicide Squad made money.
Yes, it did.
And Star Trek made money.
Star Trek made money as well.
Star Trek, the motion picture, made money too.
Right. Now, Suicide Squad 2 was supposed to be directed by Mel Gibson was one possibility. The accountant's Gavin O'Connor was going to do it. He looked at the script that they had, and he went, this is the same as the Birds of Prey script that I've read. I don't want to do this. I got an accountant too to work on. I got this other film with Ben Affleck. So I'm just going to walk away. And so they're looking Gunn going, do you think you wouldn't mind directing it? And Gunn's like, I don't know. I could. It's possible. And of course, the first person who wants to sign up, Dave Bautista. He said, where do I sign?
Where do I sign?
Where do I sign? Who do I play? And
I don't care what I play.
Is Bane in this movie?
We don't know because he's writing it. So Gunn's probably sitting there going, you want to be in this?
Batista would make a great Bane.
Yeah, he would.
He'd make a great Bane.
He'd go, you want to be in this?
He can even do the accent. As much as I like him as Drax, doing Bane would be perfect.
And ironically, this Guardians of the Galaxy 3 script is still going to be James Gunn's script. He's not directing it, but he's still there.
Way to go, Marvel. Yeah. Way to go.
Okay, moving on. Bo, when is the Superman CW show coming on?
Never.
I can't wait for it.
Never.
When's it coming out? There's got to be a date. They must have a date for it by now. I am sure they have a date. Tyler Holcomb is chomping at the bit.
Never.
Okay, so that's like, what, 3 months from now? 4 months from now?
Never.
So you said
people saw
next year, right?
People saw Tyler Hoechlin wearing the black Superman suit where they're shooting the Elseworlds crossover, and some nitwit said, you know, they're playing a Superman show also, and then the CW went out of the way to go, no, we're not.
That may be the same nitwit that said, yeah, they're getting rid of what's his place that plays Man of Steel, and they're going to get that black guy instead to play him.
We're going to get Michael B. Jordan to play him.
Yeah, we're going to get Michael B. Jordan, and we're going to get rid of the British guy, we're going to get the black guy to play him. And everybody was all over that for like 4 days. Oh, Michael B. Jordan's going to play Superman. In what universe is that going to happen?
Someone suggested it, and we did a mock-up thing, and we looked at it and went, no, that doesn't work.
Yeah, I'm sure Warner's has its head very far up its butt, but I don't think they have it that far up their butt. Especially since he was already under contract.
Yeah. Michael B. Jordan's a little busy for the next couple.
Well, no, I'm having a mind fart.
Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill's already under contract.
He's got one film left, and right now he's shooting The Witcher because the pictures of him in The Witcher popped up, and he's sitting around there waiting. So the Elseworlds crossover is setting up a possible Batwoman show.
Well, that's been in the mix going all the way back.
Yeah.
When they first announced it, that it was going to be a setup for Batwoman.
But that would be the 5th show from Greg Berlanti, and he can't do 6. He can't stretch himself that thin. Now, there was some other DC CW news. CBS has ordered a Secret 6 pilot.
Who's going to be in the Secret Six?
Well, probably any character that the CW doesn't already own.
Well, I know one character they can't put in there is Ragdoll.
Yeah.
He's on Flash.
Yeah, you can't put it. And also, Lex Luthor will be popping up in Supergirl this year.
Well, that's the other thing that led traction to the Tyler Holcomb thing, is that Lex Luthor is showing up in Supergirl. So, and I think Lois Lane is showing up in the crossover too.
Lois Lane's popping up.
So you're going to have Tyler Holcomb as Superman and whoever's playing Lois Lane. Now you've got a Lex Luthor on top of it. You have all the pieces in place to do a Superman series if you want to do one. But they're not going to do it. Which is stupid because, as we've said before, if Warner's isn't going to use the character, then let someone else use the character. I mean, if you're not going to make a Superman movie with
Henry Cavill,
then let somebody else play with the character.
I'll be willing to bet that by the time January, February, March rolls around, you will get a Superman film announced. Because by that point, Cavill will be done shooting The Witcher. So he'll have schedule. He'll be free.
Okay, speaking of shows that don't exist anymore, Luke Cage and Iron Fist over on Netflix, they are no more. They are gone. They are kaput.
They've been canceled. They made the Iron Fist announcement on Friday. They made the Luke Cage announcement the following Friday.
Iron Fist doesn't surprise me. Luke Cage does.
Well, what they said was Iron Fist has been canceled, but the immortal Iron Fist will live on. And Finn Jones said, I'm not done playing the character just because the show didn't get picked up. Cage got canceled because of creative differences and an inability to agree to the terms for the third season. The guy who did the show, he had an idea for season 3 already. He was already working on that. And Mike Coulter said, well, I may be done with the character for a while. The other thing people not to be thinking about is the fact that the Netflix-Disney deal, it's almost over with. And someone did a study. Iron Fist and Luke Cage lost over 60% of their audiences following seasons. Daredevil season 3 lost 53%.
I think I know what you're talking about. Netflix does not release its ratings.
No.
They're a private company, so they don't have to. But what some people did do was they sat down and they looked at season 1 of all the Netflix shows, starting with Daredevil 1. They looked at all of the times that they were mentioned on social media. And let's say 100,000 times for Daredevil, and then for Jessica Jones, and then for everyone else down the road. Now, if you take that number and then you look at what's going on right now, those numbers have gone from 100,000 mentions to 10,000 mentions.
They've gone down.
Okay, they've gone way down. That is not ratings. No. You can't sit there and peg how many eyes were on these shows for how long and whether or not people care about them or not. Only Netflix knows that. But you can take from that is people don't care nearly as much about the Netflix stuff today as they did 3 years ago.
Is Roddy and I were talking about before we started recording.
And those are expensive shows.
You can't come up with ratings for Netflix shows because you can watch them anytime you want. So therefore, there are no ratings you can come up with. You can guess. You can come up with a general idea, but
what you can come up with is an algorithm for social media buzz.
Right, you can do that.
So in other words, it's like a 21st century version of a popularity contest.
Basically it is,
Which is all Nielsen ratings are in the first place.
Right. So
actually, it's probably more accurate than Nielsen ratings because Nielsen ratings take a cross section of the country, a couple of thousand homes, and that's what they base ratings on. This is how many times the characters are mentioned, or the shows are mentioned, I should say, on social media today, as opposed to pick a point 3 years ago, 4 years ago, and then follow it through. Well, how much was it then 2 years ago? How much was it a year and a half ago? How much is it now? And what does the projection look like it's going to be a year from now? And the numbers are all going down. For myself, and I'm just talking about myself, I've seen all of Daredevil season 1. I've seen all of Daredevil season 2. I haven't watched Daredevil season 3
yet. I haven't got on to season 3 yet because I'm working on other stuff to get through. But I can watch it whenever I want to.
But I've also seen all of Jessica Jones season 1, and I've never watched any of season 2.
Yes, I've watched all
I've seen all of Luke Cage 1.
And I've seen all 1 and 2.
And I've seen all of 2.
And I've seen all the other shows.
And I've seen all of Iron Fist 1 and 2. And for myself, one of the reasons I haven't bothered with Jessica Jones is not because I do or don't care that much about the character. It's that I think the shows are getting progressively lousier as time goes by. So I don't have that much of a hook to get me to go back and go, well, I should watch Jessica Jones 2 because I haven't watched it yet. Then again, who cares?
Yeah, I mean,
there's lots of stuff on Netflix I've never watched.
To me, 2 is, and Iron Fist season 2 is better than season 1, and Luke Cage 1 and 2 are about the same. But the thing is, because they talked to the guy in charge of Netflix, he goes, we want to keep the shows going. Now, Marvel said they'd like to keep Daredevil on Netflix for a while, but you've only got what left? You got Jessica Jones season 3 and Punisher 2. That's it. There's nothing new been announced. You've announced these shows aren't going to be going on. Meanwhile, what is Marvel doing right now?
About to start the streaming service.
And so, what do I need Netflix for when I have my own network?
Yeah, but here's the thing. Okay, if you're going to follow over to Marvel's streaming network, fine. Okay, and you're going to see those characters on whatever Marvel decides to do with them. But what else are you going to watch on? Basically, what you're talking about is a Disney network.
What you're talking
What are you actually going to watch?
What you're going to get over the Disney network, you're going to get all the Star Wars stuff, anything Disney ever made. All the Marvel movies are going to be being removed from Netflix as we speak.
I understand that. Same thing was supposed to happen to Star Trek, which they still haven't gotten around to doing yet with Netflix. It probably has something to do with contracts.
I'm assuming anything and everything being Marvel related will all be on Disney Play, because it's still going to be called Disney Play. You also had announcements this week about shows that they're already playing for the new network. They're playing a whole bunch of standalone shows. Scarlet Witch, Loki, Winter Soldier and the Falcon, Nick Fury.
Well, that would only make sense because over on DC streaming, they've got Titans, Doom Patrol, Swamp Thing, whatever the hell else they're doing.
Yeah, so what you've got now is you've got 4 shows already announced that are being in development for this new streaming service, which is going to cost less than $9.99 a month as far as I've heard. I've heard it's going to be $8. So it'll be pretty cheap.
Yeah, but I still don't know if there's enough on there. I mean, they do have a wide variety of stuff. The same with Hulu. Disney stuff, yeah, you've got Star Wars, yeah, you've got the Marvel stuff, but at some point, you wind up with Gus the goal-kicking donkey and crap like that, because it's a Disney thing.
I would assume it's a Disney, which means, yeah, it means anything and everything that's ever run on anything Disney owns. That would include ABC shows.
I suppose Fox would be in there too.
And they would be in there as well, because they own all that.
Yeah, the Fox.
So, yeah, programming is not going to be an issue, and they have more money than God, so paying for these shows. Netflix is like, well, we don't know if we want to pay that much for Luke Cage Season 3. Yeah, and Disney's like, what we pay for Luke Cage Season 3, that's our lunch budget for the day for most movies.
And that's it for media news. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to get in the ring and have wrestling news.
Located at the intersection of 111th and Kedzie in the heart of beautiful downtown Mount Greenwood, Alternate Reality is the only brick-and-mortar store that discounts all new comics 15% off every day for everyone, and that's been since 1994. And all brand new first issues are discounted at 25% off every new comic Wednesday. So stop on down and save some money.
And we're back. Bo.
Yes. The WWE is working a deal with the guys who wrote the I Want My MTV, the uncensored story of the music video revolution. Did you ever read the Saturday Night Live book or the ESPN book?
Saturday Night Live book. I never read the ESPN.
Yeah,
I read the Saturday Night Live book.
Some guys have all the fun. Okay, it'll be like that, which basically means
warts and all.
Yeah, warts and all, because the deal with these guys is, he said, look, we'll do the book. We get to sit with Vince for a couple of days, and we get to ask him questions. And he has to answer our questions. He can't blow us off. He cannot tell us fables. He has to tell us real stuff, because we're going to be talking to people who no longer work for the WWE and going to say anything they want to. And Vince is like, yeah, okay, I guess we'll. Talking about before, when Dad owned the company, him buying the company and everything that's happened to that point, warts and all, which includes steroid trial, Chris Benoit, storylines, creative, family business, issues, restaurants closing, restaurants opening, going public. This will be this big encyclopedia-style book, which will be the oral history of the WWE. Warts and all. No fluff.
Does this have any relationship to the movie I heard that they were making about Vince McMahon? Isn't there a movie out there?
There's supposed to be a movie with Bradley Cooper playing Vince McMahon, which I think has fallen into development hell.
Oh, okay. I seem to remember, wasn't Lionsgate doing that?
Lionsgate was going to do that. They were also doing a Chris Benoit movie, which also went into development hell. So, yeah, it's way, way down the road. Okay. I don't think Bradley Cooper's got time to do a Vince movie at this point. Although he'd be an interesting Vince McMahon.
Especially if they're doing all the dirt on there.
All the dirt.
I mean, the whole story behind Triple H moving up and Vince telling all the wrestlers point blank, this is my daughter, she's off limits.
Yeah, she's off limits.
You say anything about it, you fight that. Oh, wait a minute. What about the Macho Man story?
All of it.
You remember that one?
Yeah, it's worse than all.
Because I'm sure someone's going to ask them point blank, why did it take you over 10 years to put Macho Man in the Hall of Fame?
The guy you have to be talking about is Hogan, because how much BS is he going to tell? Okay, he's going to be working the hell out of him. Can you imagine Eric Bishop? Eric Bishop is the reason not to tell the truth. Could you imagine him walking up to CM Punk and having Punk?
Yeah, but the problem with this book sounds to me like it's going to be a lot of regurgitated stuff that most of us already know. Just because it's going to be in print, I mean, it might be like the Mick Foley book.
Yeah.
Mick Foley wrote this book, goes to the #1 bestseller on the New York Times bestseller list, and all of a sudden all these people are reading it who don't know anything about wrestling. Right. And go, oh my God, look at what's going on in wrestling. And this guy Mick Foley, and I didn't realize, yeah, it might have that, but if you've been following wrestling at all over the last 20, 25 years, we all know these stories. Sure, there's different spins on it from different people, but it's the essential facts everyone knows. Macho Man was jealous as hell of Hulk Hogan because he thought he was trying to steal Miss Elizabeth away, and maybe Hulk was. There's never been any definitive proof that Hogan was actually trying to steal her away, and it might not be just Macho Man being crazy in the head.
Paranoid as hell.
Paranoid as hell, but at the same time, he might have been.
He could have been.
Okay, but everybody knows these stories already.
So it's more like a tabloid-like kind of whatchamacallit.
No, I don't think it's going to be a tabloid type at all. I think you're going to find out stuff that you didn't know, that people have never talked about. Storylines that never happened.
Really, you've watched the Jim Cornette videos.
Yeah.
He goes on for hours and hours and hours about stuff.
And
he vomits out everything.
And you know, one of the people that are going to be talking to is going to be Jim Cornette.
Yeah, what's the point in talking to him? It's all out there on YouTube anyway. Well, he vents his spleen like 3 times a week for 4 hours a day on the damn
Jim
thing.
Cornette would talk to a garage door opening.
Can't wait till they get to the Hart family and bring that mess up.
And they're going to talk to Brett.
Well, you know as well as I do, it's a whole book.
Yeah, that's a book by itself. Yeah, I know.
Have you read the Brett biography?
Yeah.
It's encyclopedia size.
I know.
And it's a great book.
The whole thing about Owen, the reason why Owen was never heavyweight champion. Hopefully, people that don't read it would look at it and go, say, Rod, did you know that so-and-so? Yeah, I knew that.
Or who were some of the characters that came up that sort of showed up and never came back again?
Well, that's a ton of
there's an encyclopedia.
Right. The top
right. Mark Merrill.
That broke up a marriage right there.
Let's talk about Conan's short tenure in WWE's Max Moon.
Oh my God!
Or Abe Knuckleball Schwartz, or all these other characters, or the Goon. All these characters.
Duke the Dumpster Droese.
Yeah, all these people who came in and left. It'll be a Christmas present.
That's a good Christmas present. There.
Here, take this big book.
Yeah, you like wrestling here.
You want to make it even cooler? Put a DVD in it.
I want to see something I haven't seen before. I don't want to see.
Oh, there's a whole bunch of stuff. They tape everything. A whole bunch of stuff you've never seen.
I'll bet you that part of this deal with this book is also a documentary series behind it. They'll make either a one-part or multi-part documentary.
There's some documentary series popping up on some network, which is about the deaths of famous wrestlers.
Okay, moving on. Kevin Owens is on the shelf. He's got the shelf. Bad knees.
He's got bad
knees.
This
is a MASH unit story.
He had double knee surgery. He hurt himself. It was minor. But when they opened him up, they looked at his left knee and went, you got more damage here than we thought. So he'll be out till about at least late February, early March.
Does it both knees?
Both knees. He posted on Instagram, it was buy one, get one free day at the surgery.
Oh, man. I think it's that cannonball move he does. I think every time he does it, I'm going, oh.
Now, his running buddy, Sami Zayn, was already out with rotator cuff surgery on both arms. Yeah. So he's out till at least Mania Beyond. Matt Hardy is working basically right now training to be a road agent because he's about ready to be done. And Jason Jordan should have been back already. He had what they called minor neck surgery. It's not minor. He's not even close to being cleared, so he's in the back, dude, learning, well, in case I can't go back into the ring, I'm going to learn how to be a road agent. So.
Working backstage.
Dean Malenko, he's still paid back there every day. Every once in a while, you get to pop up on TV and go, hey, it's Steve Malenko.
Okay, we're going to wrap this up with the one MMA story you've got. What's going on in the MMA? As I can't begin to care.
Oh. Conor McGregor.
Oh, yeah, okay. This guy, yeah.
Fought Kleber Nurmagomedov. Yeah, I can't pronounce his name. It's awfully complicated.
Wait, let me try. Let me try.
He's Russian.
Natasha Romanoff.
Yeah, Natasha Romanoff.
Black Widow.
Okay, yeah, they fought. McGregor lost. And then all of a sudden a brawl broke out from some of Nurmagomedov's people. They stormed the cage.
Yeah, they said they didn't like the certain things that McGregor was saying.
He was trying to sell the damn fight.
I know. He was doing the WWE
McGregor speaks English and the other guy speaks Russian with an accent. And so, so 3 members of the team that came in there, they were arrested. McGregor says, no, don't press charges. Let them go home. He got his purse for the fight. The other guy didn't get his.
Yeah, I know.
They gave him so much money. Part of the problem was that the Nevada governor, Brian Sandoval, was in the audience. He ran the hell out of the building with a security detail. He said it was a big topic. You got the governor of the state.
I know. And Dana White was sitting there going,
he was ticked off.
This is embarrassing.
You're embarrassing me in front of the governor of the state. He had to be run out by his bodyguards. Run out. In the T-Mobile Arena, if you've ever been in there and I've been in there, it's not that easy to get out of.
I get the impression that a lot of the folks in the MMA, they don't get pushing the fight. WWE lives and dies by that.
McGregor,
over at MMA, that's like a foreign concept to them.
McGregor,
you know, all they know is go in the octagon, punch the guy in the face, knock him out, move on to the next one. In the WWE, it's get in the ring, talk smack, talk smack, talk smack, talk smack, jump, run, dive, bounce, talk smack, talk smack. Hey, we'll do it again tomorrow.
Yeah, McGregor, Chael Sonnen, Barnett, they learn from wrestling. They pimp their fights. They sell them.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, you want people to buy tickets? You want them to want to pay to see me get my ass beat because I talk so much crap.
Well, that's the heel. People pay to see the heel get beat up.
That's the heel. But White said, the two of the guys of the three that jump into the ring, you're never fighting in UFC ever again. Ever. I don't care if you're good.
I saw some idiot jump the ring and sucker punch McGregor.
Yeah,
he just shrugged it off.
He punched him in the head.
Well, it sounds like Randy Orton. I mean, he gets punched by a fan outside of the ring, and he thinks it's part of the show, so he works it until he realizes it's not part of the show. Then he just gets up and punches the guy in the head.
Like, the guy punched me in the head. What's going on here? McGregor, by the way, took it. He said, "Yeah, he beat me. Okay, cool." You beat me. It's happened. I can be beaten. I don't have an issue.
Okay, and that's it with Fight News. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, it'll be time for the Rorschach test.
You know, folks, there really is no other store that has as many sales as Alternate Reality. Beyond our signature sale of 15% off all new comics, we also have specialized sales peppered throughout the week, month, and year. For example, did you know that every Thursday is Ladies' Day at the store? That's right, ladies. Stop by the store and you'll save 20% off all of your purchases all day long. Ladies from 8 to 80 get a 20% discount on everything all day, every Thursday, only at Alternate Reality.
And we're back. It's time once again for the Rorschach test. Gentlemen, I'm going to give you a word or phrase, and I want you to say the first thing that comes into your mind when I give you this. Doesn't matter what it is. Very first thing that comes in your mind, then we're going to talk about it. We're going to start with you, Bo, and then we go right to you, Rod. The word I'm thinking of is pineapple pizza.
Disgusting.
Rod?
Sacrilegious.
Okay, Bo.
Pineapple does not go on pizza.
Why not?
Because
I hear that there's some people that find that incredibly tasty.
There are some people who live in Hawaii who pineapple's part of their diet.
And that's understandable.
They think that's cool. Pineapple is a fruit. Fruit does not go on a pizza.
Thank you.
Neither do vegetables. Veggie pizzas are just as bad.
What's wrong with green peppers and mushrooms?
I said no, an all veggie pizza?
Oh, all veggie
That's
pizza.
disgusting.
Well, I was going to say there probably should be a law that says you have to have some sort of meat on a pizza. But then again, vegetarians wouldn't be happy about that.
Then if you're a vegetarian, why are you eating pizza?
Because there's no meat on it. There's everything else.
Then basically just eat pasta.
There's everything else.
Yeah.
Well, you can't get the crust.
No, I think I've had a slice of pineapple pizza, and I didn't really hate it, but I don't see the point in putting it on there.
The flavor, the texture didn't add anything to your experience?
Actually, it sort of took away from it because pineapple cooked is more fibrous. It's like pepperoni. I'm not a huge pepperoni fan.
I have never had pineapple pizza. I should say pineapple on pizza because I don't think. Well, I assume you can get just a pineapple pizza. I guess. Yeah.
You could. Yeah.
What ingredients do you want? Pineapple. Anything else? No, just pineapple. I assume that you could order that.
Most people they order ham.
If you cook pineapple on a pizza, does that evaporate all the juice out of it?
The juice basically soaks itself into the crust.
So I would assume that would be the reason why, because you've got that juice going into the crust.
Yeah, it's in the crust. It's like putting mangoes.
Oh, God,
people put mangoes on pizzas?
People put anything on pizzas. You've got the place of the blaze, you can make your own pizza. You can put whatever the hell you want on it. You go in and go, put that on a pizza, and they go, okay. If you're paying for it, so you order whatever the hell you want.
Yeah, I work down the street from Blaze. I saw that.
He's like, I want this, this, and this. It doesn't matter whether it's a weird combination. You're paying for it. So if you want to put that on there, go right ahead.
But you're not a pineapple man on your pizza.
No, I'm not a huge pineapple fan to begin with. So pizza, no.
It's the type of thing that I don't think anybody would eat on a regular basis.
No.
It's like cantaloupe. Hey, what are we eating today? Cantaloupe. We just had that yesterday. I know. We're going to have it tomorrow. Why are we eating so much cantaloupe?
Yeah, because they were on sale. Okay. Well.
But at the same time, there's nothing wrong with a little cantaloupe now and then. The same with pineapple. There's nothing wrong with a little pineapple now and then.
I mean, I would go to Jill and buy pineapple every once in a while because you do the fruit thing where you buy fruit things, you get,
right.
Okay. Then I go, okay, let me get some pineapple, some other stuff. But pineapple on pizza?
No. I agree 100%.
It's like putting fried eggs on a hamburger.
Thank you.
Why?
Yeah.
You don't put fried eggs on a hamburger.
What's wrong with a fried egg on a hamburger?
A burger is a dinner and an egg is a breakfast thing.
Man, you're building an awful lot of walls there.
I don't want any runny egg yolk on my darn hamburger.
What if it's a fried egg? I mean, not easy over, but the yolk is busted up. So
Yeah.
I would think an egg on a hamburger wouldn't actually be all that bad.
It looks really good. I just, I'm not a huge egg fan to begin with. I would rather, with the Bobby Flay thing, potato chips. You can put potato chips on a pizza, and apparently they're pretty good.
Yeah.
It's because they crunch.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can just eat potato chips with the pizza. Why do you have to put it on there?
But you're putting it on the hamburger to add to the flavor. It's like eating a burger with brisket.
But if you eat a hamburger, you're going to have chips with it anyway. So why would you put the chips on the burger?
So why not just blend them together and just save?
You're doing that in your mouth.
Yes, you're saving yourself
when you eat.
So you're having it crunchified, as Bobby would say. It's crunchified.
Crunchified. Okay. What about you, Rod?
It's sacrilegious. It's
sacrilegious. That's awfully strong.
Yeah,
it's like having vegetarian
some
lasagna.
hippie from California came up with that idea, and they just ran with it. This is a total California thing, and I do not like it at all. I can eat pizza 7 days a week for about maybe a year at the time.
Breakfast,
every
lunch,
day.
and dinner?
Yeah, I can. I can, and I don't want pineapples on there.
No. I mean, pizza's great, but I wouldn't want to have it all the time. Maybe once a week, maybe once every week and a half. Yeah, that's fine.
I can eat grammar school lunchroom pizza and like it.
What kind?
Grammar school lunchroom, the rectangular one. But putting the pineapples on top of it, it's like, oh, look, I'm being healthy, but at the same time, I'm cool because I'm eating a pizza. No, you're being a jerk. That's what it is.
I don't know if it's being a jerk putting pineapple on a pizza.
It's something someone tried. Someone asked for it. They got it.
I bet you the guy that was named Blaine, wasn't it? From 16 Candles. Yeah, I thought so.
That's part of the California cuisine.
Oh, God. The James Spader character go, I'll put pineapple on top of the pizza. But you have to think about that.
California cuisine is why everyone wants guacamole and avocados now. Nobody was getting guacamole and avocados like 10 years ago. Nobody was. And all of a sudden, California started, and everybody said, go for it.
Guac is good.
Guac is good. I had guac last night.
It is.
I made it a point to stop from going home last night to get some guacamole because I had chips, and I said, I can't eat chips by themselves. I gotta have guac.
But the thing with guacamole is, like pizza, I wouldn't want to have it all the time. But the taste would get you, I think, after.
Yeah, everyone.
Guacamole. Well, it's healthy for you, but the taste it's kind of gritty.
It depends on how you make the guacamole. People make guacamole differently.
Okay. You have to crank it.
Yeah, you make it really, really nice. The Jill guacamole is pretty good. I had it last night. Because I made it a point on the way home, said, I need guacamole, I got chips left. I got to stop this block. I got home and I finished up the chips.
You know what? If you're going to put pineapple, you might as well put grapes on pizza then.
Well, the problem with putting grapes on a pizza is the skin wouldn't allow the grapes to do anything.
No.
Pineapple, you don't have any skin.
Yeah, there's no skin.
Yeah, but I've actually saw someone cut grapes in half and put it on top of that.
Well, that'd be a different thing. As long as you can get it open, if you're going to do that. But that seems like a lot of work.
It's like eating black olives.
I know.
I don't understand anybody would want to put grapes on a pizza. So, Rodney, what is your ideal pizza?
Meat lovers.
Meat lovers.
Yeah. Give me sausage pepperoni, and now
bacon?
Hard bacon. It's either Canadian bacon or bacon that's crunchy.
Okay.
Not been the Saltport bacon, not that.
Ham?
But yeah. Maybe a little ham, because a lot of people that I eat pizza with don't like pork that much, so maybe just a little bit of ham, but that's perfect right there, and no frozen crust.
Chicken breast?
I can have a little chicken on there. I have no problem with that, but no frozen crust. Yeah. So DiGiorno's don't even bother calling me because I'm not going to get you.
What about veggies?
Oh, why?
If you've got a meat lover's pizza, do you want to put any green peppers on there, or you want mushrooms? You
know what? I won't toss it out for green pepper or for olives
or onions.
I could put an onion a little bit on a burger, but I can't eat onions. I just stopped eating them for some reason.
Cooked or raw?
Both. I can eat it on a hamburger if it's like chopped up. It's like at a White Castle or like it's on a cheeseburger just a little bit, but not the big honking onion slapped on top of it.
Yeah, raw onions, I have problems with raw onions. Fried onions are better.
And me doing the surgical way of eating a pizza now, I'm picking through it out there and going to onions. Like, nah, if I got to do that, then I don't want it. That's a waste of time.
I eat it as is.
What about you? What's your favorite, what's your ideal pizza?
Sausage, mushroom, bacon, chicken.
No pepperoni.
No. I told you, the only place that I like pepperoni is the place that I had in Vegas. It was good. It's not regular pepperoni. It was like this little small piece of pepperoni, and I'm like, this doesn't even taste like pepperoni. Where'd you guys get this from? Pepperoni is basically this greasy hunk.
I've actually had pizza with a salami on it. It wasn't
I'm not a huge salami.
It wasn't horrible, but at the same time, I was like, okay, I tried it. It was good. As long as it's not pineapple, I'm okay.
Yeah, I've had a Beggar's cheeseburger pizza. It's pretty good. So I could have any kind of ground beef or meat like that would be fine.
Okay. That's it for the Rorschach test. And gentlemen, before we get out of here, is there anything else you want to say about what we talked about on today's show?
We mentioned Halloween. What did you think?
I liked it. It's
we
not
talked
like
about Halloween before in a previous show when we did the fall preview.
Yeah.
Right, but I'm putting it in the context of it was good, but this year so far I've seen maybe 3 or 4 superior horror movies. Yeah. And one of them, 20 years from now, will probably end up being like the first Halloween was, where you basically said that was good. Unfortunately, the imitators that came after it sort of messed it up, but I enjoyed it. I actually went and saw First Man.
Okay.
Saw the IMAX.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
So, hey, the films you talked about, you've seen Halloween. I've seen Halloween. You saw First Man. I saw First Man. I saw Star is Born. You saw Star is Born?
Yes.
Yeah. Both. Yes. All 3 excellent.
Right.
First Man's number 1. Star is Born's number 2. Halloween's number 3.
JR gave Star is Born and First Man 3.5 stars each. Yeah, he gave Halloween 2.5 stars.
Right.
Halloween's better than a 2.5 star movie.
It is.
He said the problem with Halloween is
he said
safe.
it follows the formula of people doing dumb stuff getting killed. I'm gonna explain it later when we do the whole year review. I went from a whole nother different way of watching Halloween. This makes so much freaking sense now. It's still a killer, but it's a lot more than just icing. No, there's some substance to this one.
Yeah, and you got a couple of little winks and nods to the first one.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things Jared says in his review is this: they've done like 10 Halloween movies. This is the first one that's an actual sequel to the first film.
Sequel.
I guess none of the rest of them were. Obviously, 3 wasn't.
Well,
but
no,
I always thought that 2 was.
No, 2 was a direct sequel because 2 happens the same night.
No, but the thing about 2, and Carpenter said it too, he was rushed to do 2 because of the fact that
he
1.
Didn't direct 2.
No, I know, but
Ric
he
Grayson
wrote it,
directed.
and he just going, no, we need to wait, and they rushed in because that was at the time when they would start doing sequels, like you had Jaws 2. Well, we need to do a sequel to Halloween.
And Halloween 1 came out from a relatively small production company, which was picked up by a mini major at that point. And they had never made anything else and didn't make anything after Halloween.
What's even better about this Halloween is that it's by people that know how to do horror, 21st century horror, Blumhouse. They only spent $10 million to do this movie, and it's already made something like 200-something million.
Well, they have a hard $5 million cap on all the movies they made. This is the one movie that they went over.
Yeah,
every movie they've made, like the Paranormal Nocturnal Emissions or whatever the hell the name of that thing.
Conjuring, right.
Yeah, they've all been $5 million and under.
And what the extra money came in the fact that you had Jamie Lee Curtis.
So she cost $5 million.
Yes.
She don't work cheap.
Well, you need 2 things for a Halloween movie: Michael Myers and Jamie Lee Curtis.
And when she decided to do it, then they probably had to go back and tweak the script because maybe she wasn't in the first script.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you don't have the 2 of them, I mean, what's the point in doing the movie?
Well, you got Halloween 3. That's why. And we already know about that one.
That had nothing to do with
it.
It was basically making sequels using the name Halloween.
Yeah.
And the only thing people remember about that is the freaking song.
It's the song, yeah,
the song.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's because as we talked before about certain musical groups, it's an earwig.
Yeah,
once it gets in there,
that is an earwig. That is an earwig.
And you heard
right
it
there.
over and over and over and over again, so it was in your head.
And I got another earwig for you. Be sure to go to the store's website, myalternatereality.com, where you will find more about Bo's news. You will find more of JR's reviews. You'll find more of Vito Carli's reviews, including his top 100 science fiction films of all time, and much, much more. myalternatereality.com. For the alternate reality, this is Comic Book Man saying, bye. Thanks a lot for listening. If you enjoyed this show, please like and share it with all your friends. We value your feedback, so drop us a question, comment, show idea, or complaint either at aircomics@msn.com or, if provided, in the comments section down below on this platform. The opinions expressed in this episode are solely those of the individuals and not necessarily those of Alternate Reality Incorporated. This show is, as always, coming to you from the Alternate Reality Comic Shop, located in the heart of beautiful downtown Mount Greenwood at the intersection of 111th and Kedzie, serving Chicago comics fandom since 1994.
Elvis has left the building.